Good afternoon. Welcome to District Dialogues. I am Marvin Arrington Jr., Fulton County Commissioner for District 5. District 5 includes parts of the city of Atlanta, East Point, College Park, Union City, and East Point, and also the city of South Fulton. In this episode, we will discuss youth services, economic development, arts and culture, and we will also have our D5 spotlight. My guests today are Latrina Foster, who's the Director of Behavioral Health for Fulton County, Brett Lacey, Workforce Division Manager with Select Fulton, Heston Francis, Music and Visual Artist, and Keith Parker, President of Goodwill of North Georgia. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Thank you for having us today.
My pleasure. Great to have you, and very excited about hearing what you all have going on. Our first guest is Miss Latrina Foster, who's the Director of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities in Fulton County. Welcome to the show, Latrina.
Thank you for having me today, Commissioner Arrington.
And I'm disappearing in the background there, but so glad to have you. So tell us, what behavioral health services does Fulton County offer to Fulton County residents?
So let me first start by saying that Fulton County is probably the best county ever, right?
Of course.
We offer a wealth of services for our youth, children and adolescents, emerging adults within our community. But when it comes to behavioral health, we offer a full array of outpatient behavioral health services. What does that mean? We provide individual therapy, family therapy, group therapy, psychiatric services, nursing services, you name it, in an outpatient clinic, we offer it. In addition to that, we also offer reentry services. So what we're doing here is we're trying to capture our youth, our emerging adults, those 17 to 24-year-olds that get caught up in the judicial system. And we're trying to transition them back into the community to make them successful. We want to equip our youth so that they can live fully independent, self-sufficient lives and be excellent contributors back into our community. We have school-based therapy services. So what our county has done is that we've implemented counselors in Fulton County schools to ensure that our students had access to behavioral health services, where their school day is not interrupted and they can go seek counseling services while they're at school. We also offer Text for Help, which is an anonymous text line. We offer it to every Fulton County high school and middle school, where each school has their own unique code. And the students are provided with this text line number. They can text a clinician. It could be, I'm having a bad day, feeling a little sad today, and the clinician is required to respond to that student within 3 minutes.
All right, and so, wow, that is amazing to hear that the students have those resources available to them on a daily basis at the schools. In addition, I guess, to those resources, what facilities or what Fulton County facilities offer services and where are they located?
Absolutely. So we have the South Fulton Service Center, where we offer, that's our adult behavioral health services. So just know we offer that too. But back to the youth, we have our Adamsville Regional Health Center, and they offer outpatient services to children, adolescents, and emerging adults. And of course, that's on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. And then we have the Oak Hill Child, Adolescent, and Family Center on Metropolitan. That's also an outpatient clinic. And then we have the Clubhouse for Youth, which is a specialized program to get children engaged in community activities to show them that you can have a great time and it doesn't have to include drugs and alcohol. So that's a drug prevention program for youth that are 14 to 17 years old.
Is there a minimum age, or what is the youngest age that these services are available for?
So we try not to limit place an age parameter on our services because we have seen youth 4 years old that were in need of behavioral health services. It may be shocking to some. In those situations, we do a lot of work with the parent, just teaching a parent how to implement effective interventions at home to assist their child with modifying the behaviors that they're exhibiting.
All right, and do these services cost? Do residents, Fulton County residents, incur any cost in order to receive these services?
So back to what I said earlier, people that reside in Fulton County, you reside in the best county. The mission of Fulton County government is to ensure that our community has access to barrier-free services. Therefore, what we're trying to do is ensure that financial limitations are not a barrier for you to receive services. So regardless of your ability to pay, we are here to serve.
Awesome, awesome. And, you know, how would a parent recognize signs or symptoms or know if their child is in need of help with their behavioral health?
Absolutely. So there, of course, there's no cookie cutter answer. Every person is an individual, therefore we all have our unique traits and characteristics. However, there are some similar signs and symptoms. So if you see that your child is all of a sudden starting to withdraw from their peers, they don't want to engage in social activities, they're isolating themselves in their room, which we have to be careful when we say that now, because a lot of teens do isolate themselves in their room and they're on their phone, they're texting, they're chatting, whatever. But I mean, isolation where they just don't want to be engaged in things anymore. If you see sudden mood swings in your children, a persistence in sadness or anxiety, all of a sudden they're very fearful, that's when you need to tap into some resources.
All right, and so how can our audience find out more information about you and the behavioral health services that are available in Fulton County, and how can they stay in contact or connected with you?
Absolutely. So definitely visit us at www.fultoncountygA.gov. Go to the Behavioral Health Department, and all of our information is on the website. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook. We're here.
Well, thank you so much, Latrina. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. And I can't wait to beat you on that track again.
I see you're still dreaming, but it's
well, no, thank you again. So for all the work that you do on behalf of Fulton County and those for providing behavioral health services to the residents of the county.
It's my pleasure.
All right, our next guest. I am proud to be a sponsor of making sure that all people's lives in Fulton County are culturally enriched and economically viable. Our next guest is Mr. Brett Lacey, who's the division manager for a workforce division of Select Fulton. Welcome to the show, Brett.
Thanks for having me, Commissioner.
Well, thank you so much for your work and everything that you do with workforce and Select Fulton. Certainly it is a not only a worthwhile task, but I know that it is a labor of love for you as well.
Yes.
So, all right, tell us exactly, some of the things you have going on. I know the board just approved some expansion of a small business program or something to that effect. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, Commissioner. You're speaking of our Fulton County Recovery Loan Program. And at Select Fulton, we're very excited about the changes that the Board of Commissioners have authorized, which let us deploy those funds to really help small businesses in Fulton County. So just like all of our government programs, all of our citizens have been trying to be flexible in responding to COVID, we've done the same thing at Select Fulton and made some changes to how those recovery loans are made available to our small businesses. We listened to some of the needs of the applicants that we got, and have pushed forward to make those better supportive of the needs of those businesses. So now those funds are available in loans up to $100,000. We have lengthened the repayment period for those loans to give a little bit more time for those loans to really make an impact. And rather than just being recovery efforts, we're really allowing for investment now with these recovery loan programs. As with a lot of things with the county, we are really focused on not only minority and female-owned businesses, but we are really targeting those industries which have been impacted by COVID the most. So our hospitality industry, our arts, our performing arts, and our food service industries really are the focus of these loans, but we're trying to make them have a little bit more use for those employers and those small businesses that want to make use of that investment.
Awesome. And I understand that the minimum used to be 50,000, but that minimum was lowered to so you can handle anything between 0 and 50.
Correct. We've sort of done away with that bottom level. And those micro loans really mean that we think we can impact more small businesses in Fulton County. And really most important, like we said, that the removal of that and some of those changes really lets us make more investment, more than just trying to recover losses. We can really invest in some of the job creators in Fulton County through this new changes to the loan program.
All right. And so tell us, what other options does Select Fulton have available for small businesses in Fulton County outside of the, what was the name of that program again?
So that's the Fulton County Recovery Loan Program.
Okay. So yes, outside of the Fulton County Recovery Loan Program, what other services and resources are available for businesses and small businesses in Fulton County?
So we also do a lot of technical assistance and education, particularly for entrepreneurs and small business. So we do additionally have a grant from the Small Business Administration to help provide some of that technical assistance, how to access capital, how to do some other management operations with your small business. And so by signing up through our Emerging Entrepreneurs Program, you get access to free webinars, free one-on-one assistance, with some of these experts that can really help grow and strengthen your small business. So the easiest way to get plugged in with that is to go to navigatefc.com, or you can visit our website at selectfultoncounty.com, and both of those will get you plugged in with some of that technical assistance support that we have available through Select Fulton.
Well, access to capital is really one of the big things, and one of the things that I stress. A lot of the people that I talk to, they aren't necessarily looking for a job. They're looking for capital. They're entrepreneurs and they're looking to finance their business. So we thank you for the work that you're doing in that regard. And we're gonna have to get back together and do another one of those access to capital fairs. Now that since we're coming out of COVID again, right?
Yeah, and one of the other great things that we do have there, Commissioner, not only do you have the access to capital, there's a lot of other courses that small businesses can take advantage of. There's also our new Size Up tool, which really lets small businesses almost compete with your big Fortune 500s in the region, because it's really a data tool that helps give information on site selection and locations that normally you wouldn't have access to. But again, at that selectfultoncounty.com, we have those type of resources to really invest and make sure that we're giving all of the tools to our small businesses in the county.
Awesome. Shifting for a moment to workforce, what are the best opportunities for Fulton residents looking for a career path?
So it really is a seller's market right now if you're a job seeker in the county. We have businesses in all sorts of industries that are really, really hungry for skilled talent. And it's a really great opportunity now to maybe make a career change or to get back into the workforce, because you have employers that are willing to spend the time and really teach you on the job site how to get some of those skills. So individuals that may have transferable skills or may have some but not all of the skills necessary for a job, it's really a unique time to try to get plugged into some exciting industries in the region, because those opportunities are there. Everybody's so desperate for talent. So we still continue to see growth in healthcare, in logistics, in our film, television, and arts, in IT. There are a wealth of jobs that pay, most importantly, they're paying a living wage to workers to come in and really get set on that career pathway. So like I said, there are numerous opportunities, even at entry level, in a variety of industries. And now really is the time, if you've been looking to make a change or been looking to come back into the workforce out of COVID, a wealth of opportunities in those industries to get plugged in today.
Well, thank you so much, Brett. How can our audience and listeners stay in touch with you and Workforce and Select Fulton to hear about all of the great activities and resources that you have available?
Yep. So again, selectfultoncounty.com is the best place to get plugged in as an employer, as a business. If you're a job seeker looking to jump on some of these leads or some other resources to help re-enter the job market, maybe get some training on some of those technical skills, you can visit atlworks.org, and that'll get you right plugged in with our services and our programs to jump back into the job market and find your next career.
Well, thank you again, Brett, for all that you do. And thank you for helping make Fulton County economically viable and great economic engine for the Southeast region.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Additionally, I am also executive sponsor for making sure that all people's lives are culturally enriched in Fulton County. And I have a strong inclination towards the arts. So very excited to have with us today Mr. Heston Francis, who is a music and visual artist. Welcome to the show, Heston.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. So
tell us, how did your love for the arts manifest? And I see some of the great works you have in the back. What brought you to art, or when did you realize that you would be an artist?
Sounds crazy. I've been doing music for over a decade, 5, 6 albums in. Then COVID happens and the pivot happened. I had no idea that I was capable of even drawing a stick figure. I was bored one day and I decided to go get a used canvas from the thrift store, get some paint, and 16 months later, this is what I have. One of my musical friends, he's a horn player, he said, this talent must have been hidden deep, deep, deep in your back pocket. So I never drew, sketched, or anything, but yeah, it's crazy because now this is taking half of my time and music takes the other half.
Well, it would seem, there's creativity in both. So, I guess you're using the left side of your brain when you do both of them. So you've worked up that left side. So now,
right, it should be a little bigger, right?
All right. So, who are some of your influences? I mean, I guess on the musical side, but also on the visual art side.
Well, I'm from the Caribbean, so people like Barris Hammond and Bob Marley, but I record as an R&B soul artist primarily. So, the Marvins, the Stevies, anything soul music wise. And when it comes to the people responsible for the paintings for Obamas are the people that I'm paying attention to, Kalindi right now, and then Amy Sherrod. But your Picassos and your Da Vinci's, like those are like the influences for me. But again, this was born out of, honestly, it was boredom. And so I've just been doing my own thing and grabbing influences as far as the art as I go, just in order to learn and grow and get better.
So where do you see your art going next, right? I mean, you started with music, now you're doing visual. Where do you see yourself in the next 10, 20 years?
Well, I'll tell you, I just had my first art unveiling with a series of jazz legends, Ella Fitzgerald in the background, and 8 other pieces which I actually sold my original, one of the originals from that Pittsburgh yard. I just had it on Sunday. Event. It was more successful than I thought. And this is my first unveiling. So I think the story is still being written. I am getting ready to literally take the show and take it on the road into different cities. And with the help of the music career that I've already established, it's already given me a leg up to be able to put basically a music and art show together, which is what I did this weekend. So it's really limitless, but for right now, Art is the Show Atlanta is finished Sunday, but next is Philly and next is New York and Jersey, and we're just going to keep going with it.
So where can the viewing audience either see some of your visual art or hear some of your musical art?
Yeah, everything is together on HestonTheArtist.com. Same thing on Instagram, Heston the Artist. Whether it's music or art, everything you can find is on HestonTheArtist.com.
All right, well, thank you so much. It is, you know, one of the things I love about art is that it's universal, right? Whether it's music or visual art, it transcends race, it transcends gender. And so we thank you for your contribution and for blessing us with your talents.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure, and it's a pleasure to be here.
All right, and how can our audience stay in contact with you before we let you go? Tell them where they can, HestonTheArtist.com, huh?
HestonTheArtist.com, yes.
All right, and on all forms of social media.
Exactly, yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Heston.
Thank you, Mr. Arrington.
You know, it truly takes a village to care for our community. We're excited to hear how Goodwill of North Georgia is making a difference in our community. Would like at this time to welcome Mr. Keith Parker, President of Goodwill of North Georgia. Welcome to the show, Mr. Parker.
So glad to be here with you, Commissioner.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. I think we may have had you on the show before in one of your other roles in a previous life, but we're certainly glad to have you back.
Well, it's always a thrill to have a chance to dialogue with you and hear about all the great progress that the county is making.
Well, we are so glad to hear about the things that you're doing. Tell us about Goodwill of North Georgia's mission and how you've helped people find and keep jobs, particularly, you know, with all that's been going on with COVID.
Well, you know, I always start off these presentations by asking folks, whether I'm in front of a Rotary Club or a Chamber of Commerce, what have you, how many in the room have either shopped at or donated to a Goodwill? And everybody raises their hand, everybody, always the case. But then I ask, so what do you think we do with the profits? And then there's a lot more of uncertainty. But what we do for 97 years, Goodwill of North Georgia has been in business, and we take those profits from the donations. We take those profits from when people donate to our stores and then shop. We take those profits and put it into workforce development, workforce training, and just helping connect people to jobs. And we're now the #1 Goodwill in the country. There's 156 Goodwill regions around the country, all of whom have some level of workforce development in their mission. And we are now best in the country at helping people find jobs and connecting people to jobs. And only a very small percentage of that is working for Goodwill, but we're working with large companies and small and everybody in between.
Well, you know, I knew once I heard that you would be there that you would definitely take them to the top, because that's just the type of person that you are. So, so glad to have you there. Tell us about, I guess, some of the other programs or offerings that Goodwill of North Georgia does. Obviously, like you say, everyone knows about donating the clothes, and we've just heard you talk about helping people obtain jobs and job training. Are there any other programs that Goodwill of North Georgia offers?
Absolutely, dozens and dozens of different types of programs. Things as simple as when someone, maybe they haven't interviewed in a long time and maybe they're feeling a little bit uncomfortable about the things they're supposed to say. They want somebody to just review their resume. they can come into any one of our career centers all around North Georgia, free of charge, and we'll do that for them and maybe even help them in less than an hour. All the way to very comprehensive programs where we can tell people, hey, look, if you've got 10, 12, 14 weeks, we can have you in a six-figure income job in just that amount of time. So in cybersecurity, in transportation, a number of the different just high demand positions, we can train you and have you ready to go if you just have some of the basic skills and take advantage of some of these great opportunities. We help people coming out of the criminal justice system. That's actually one of our great programs, men and women, because we know that the number one factor in keeping people out of or going back into the criminal justice system is having a stable level of income. And we help veterans, as well as a number of programs for women in non-traditional employment, such as women in construction, women in transportation, and just a whole host of other programs. So if you have a career pursuit, come see us and we will help you reach your dreams.
Well, it sounds like you've been pretty busy over there, Goodwill, and you're making sure that they continue to offer those great programs and services. What are some of the goals that Goodwill is working on right now?
Well, when I took this position, one of the things that I certainly saw very up close was that Atlanta metro area is the most difficult place if you're born in poverty to get into the middle class and beyond. That we are number one, the most difficult place. So if you're born poor in some of our neighborhoods, such as Vine City and a number of others, you have less than you have like a 4% chance of getting out of poverty in your lifetime. We can do better than that. And so we have what we call the ABC approach at Goodwill: a job, a better job, and a career. So we want to move more and more people from unemployment into good jobs and better jobs, and then into a true career. And we're really making strides. Last year, the state of Georgia hired about 161,000 positions were filled. Goodwill of North Georgia helped about in 1 of 10 of every one of those positions. So we're making a real meaningful impact throughout the entire state and helping people, particularly people with barriers to employment, people coming out of the criminal justice system, people with disabilities, people with imperfect records, folks who are undereducated, people who, again, may have a whole host of barriers. That's our specialty spot. So don't don't say, well, I've done this has gone wrong in the past, or that hadn't worked out right. All you need is motivation to find work, and we will help you with the rest of it.
Well, we thank you for doing the people's work and for helping those that are less fortunate and need those resources and opportunities. How can our audience stay in touch with Goodwill of North Georgia and you?
A number of ways. You can call us directly, 404-420-9900. Contact us on the website, Goodwill NG for North Georgia, goodwillng.org, or go directly to our Career Connection site at careerconnector.org. Any one of those where we are eager to take your call, and all of our services are 100% free to the customers.
Awesome. Great to hear it. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Parker.
Enjoyed it.
So we want to thank everyone for watching our show today. We hope that you have found the information informing and educational, and we hope that you will utilize the services that are available, from workforce to behavioral disabilities, and certainly take advantage of the workforce and other programs available through Goodwill of North Georgia. I want to invite you to stay connected with me and my office. You can do that by reaching on our website or via our social media. The website is FultonCommission5.com. Don't forget, we're still fighting COVID, so please wear your mask in public and wash your hands and stay safe. And now we're also fighting monkeypox, so please stay safe out there. And we thank you all again for watching our show. This is Marvin Arrington, Commissioner, Fulton County. Thank you for watching District Dialogues.